I 34 male, hardworking, loyal, and now a multimillionaire. But my wife didn't know that when she left me. It all started on a regular Tuesday. I came home from work, exhausted, expecting to eat dinner with my wife like always. But instead, I found her sitting on the couch, arms crossed, looking like she had been waiting for this moment all day. "We need to talk," she said. Now, if you've been in a long-term relationship, you know that phrase never means anything good. I sat down across from her, and she took a deep breath before dropping the bomb. "I want a divorce." No hesitation, no sugarcoating, just a clean, sharp cut. I felt my stomach drop, but I kept my voice steady. "Why?" She sighed, like she was exhausted just from having to explain. "I don't love you anymore. And I met someone." That part stung. But what stung even more was how casual she was about it. Like it was no big deal. Like she hadn't just destroyed our marriage with a single sentence. "Who?" I asked, even though I already had a bad feeling. She hesitated for a split second before saying, "My coworker." I let out a short laugh. Not out of humor, but out of sheer disbelief. "The rich one." She flinched. That was all the confirmation I needed. Her coworker, the one she always mentioned in passing, drove a flashy sports car, flaunted his expensive suits, and never shut up about his money. I knew she admired wealth. I just never thought she'd throw away our life together for it. "So, you're leaving me because you think he's richer?" I asked, keeping my voice calm. Her lips pressed together. "It's not just about money. He can give me a better life." I nodded slowly, processing everything. Then I stood up. "Okay." Her brows furrowed. "That's it." I shrugged. "You want a divorce? Fine. You think he can give you a better life? Go for it." She looked thrown off, like she expected me to beg or plead. But I wasn't going to give her that satisfaction. What she didn't know, what she hadn't even bothered to ask, was that just a week ago, I had inherited my grandfather's business empire. $8 million. But she had made her choice, and I was about to make mine. The divorce was quick. She was in such a hurry to start her better life that she didn't even try to fight for assets. I let her take whatever she wanted. I didn't care. I was playing the long game. She moved in with her rich coworker almost immediately. I didn't hear from her for months. But what she didn't realize was that her new Prince Charming wasn't as rich as he pretended to be. Turns out, the guy was all show, lease cars, credit card debt, and an image held together with smoke and mirrors. He had money, sure, but he burned through it faster than he made it. And the best part? His company was struggling. Guess who just bought it? I kept quiet about my inheritance. No flashy cars. No sudden lifestyle changes. Just business as usual. Except I was now the owner of multiple companies, including the one my ex-wife's boyfriend worked at. When the acquisition was finalized, I made sure to attend the first executive meeting. I walked in, wearing the same kind of suit I always had, nothing too extravagant. I wanted to see how long it would take before he realized who I was. The moment he saw me, his face paled. "Why you?" he stuttered, shifting uncomfortably in his seat. I smiled, surprised. The room was silent. The other executives had no idea about our personal history, but he did, and he knew exactly what this meant. He was no longer the big shot. I was his boss now, and I didn't stop there. I pulled up the company's financial reports and saw just how mismanaged it had been. Lavish spending, bad investments, and ridiculous salaries for a handful of key employees. Guess who was at the top of that list? Yup, him. He had been overpaying himself while the company bled money. So, I did what any responsible business owner would do. I fired him, in front of everyone. "This company needs real leadership," I announced. "Not someone who drains resources and plays boss while the ship sinks." He tried to argue, but the numbers didn't lie. He was dead weight, and I had every legal right to cut him loose. And just like that, he was out. But I wasn't done yet. I knew my ex-wife would find out soon. I just didn't expect it to happen so fast. That same night, I got a text from her. Just one word. "Hey." I ignored it. Then came another. "Can we talk?" Oh, now she wanted to talk? Now she was interested? I left her on read. A few days later, she showed up at my office. Unannounced, acting like we were still friends. "I had no idea you bought the company," she said, laughing nervously. I leaned back in my chair. "Yeah, guess you didn't really know me as well as you thought." She shifted awkwardly. "Look, I wanted to say I'm sorry. For everything. I said nothing, just letting the silence stretch. Then she did exactly what I expected her to do. She tried to weasel her way back in. I made a mistake, she sighed, placing a hand on mine. I miss you. Maybe we could. I pulled my hand away. You miss money. That's what you miss. Her face twisted. That's not true. I tilted my head. Really? Because you left me for someone you thought was richer. And now that he's broke, you're suddenly sorry? She opened her mouth, but had nothing to say. I stood up, walking to the door. We're done here. She stayed frozen for a moment, probably waiting for me to change my mind. Why didn't she? Swallowed hard and walked out. I watched her leave, knowing she had just realized she lost everything. And honestly, it felt damn good. Some people might say I should have taken her back, that maybe she really was sorry. But I knew better. She didn't regret leaving me. She regretted losing what she thought she had secured. Actions have consequences, and sometimes karma needs a little push. Subscribe for more stories, unless you're my ex-wife, in which case, don't even bother.